I need you to listen to me very carefully right now. I need you to stop whatever you are doing. Stop scrolling, stop letting your mind wander, stop thinking about what you're going to eat later, and just look right here. We need to have a real conversation, not a sugar-coated feel-good patio on the back type of conversation. We need to have the kind of talk that you would have with someone who loves you enough to tell you the absolute truth, even when it hurts to hear it. Because the truth is the only thing that is going to set you free right now. You are playing around with your life. You are playing around with your future, and worse than that, you are playing around with the future of the people who are standing right beside you, the people who love you, the people who are depending on you to get it together. And I am here to tell you today, plain and simple, you do not have to stay poor. Let me say that again so it sinks into your spirit. You do not have to stay poor. You do not have to wake up 10 years from now in the exact same apartment, driving the exact same car, stressing over the exact same bills, having the exact same arguments with your partner about money. You do not have to live like that. But here is the catch, and you are not going to like this part. You are not going to stay poor by accident. You are only going to stay poor if you choose to. You are only going to stay broke if you continue to do the exact same things you have been doing, while expecting a completely different result. That is the definition of insanity, and we have got to snap out of it today. Let me ask you a question, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. How many times have you laid in the bed at night, staring at the ceiling, feeling this heavy weight on your chest because you do not know how you're going to make it to the end of the month? How many times have you felt that knot in your stomach when the phone rings and you know it is a bill collector, or when you check your bank account and you see that number sitting there and it is just not enough? It is a terrible feeling. It is a suffocating feeling. It makes you feel like you are less than a man or less than a woman. It makes you feel like you are failing. And I know you feel that way because I understand the human heart. I understand what it feels like to want to provide, to want to give your family the world, to want to take your partner on a nice vacation, to want to buy your kids the things they see on television, but your pockets are empty. And what do we do when we feel like that? We make excuses. We start telling ourselves stories. We say things like, well, the economy is bad. We say, well, the system is rigged. We say, well, I did not grow up with money, so I do not know how to make money. We say, well, I am just not a math person. We say, well, God just has not blessed me with that kind of luck. Let me stop you right there. I need you to hear me when I say this. All of that is a lie. It is a lie that you are telling yourself to make yourself feel better about your lack of effort. And I know that is hard to hear, but you need to hear it. Because as long as you have an excuse, you do not have to take responsibility. As long as you can point the finger at the government, or your boss, or your parents, or the neighborhood you grew up in, then you get to sit back and be a victim. And being a victim is comfortable. Being a victim means nobody expects anything great from you. But let me tell you what else being a victim means. It means you stay broke. It means your relationship stays strained. It means your kids watch you struggle and they learn that struggling is just what your family does. You have got to abandon the victim mindset today if you want to change your life. You have to look in the mirror and say, I am the problem, but I am also the solution. Nobody is coming to save you. There is no knight in shining armor riding down the street to drop a bag of money on your porch. There is no lottery ticket that is going to fix this. The only way out of the mess you are in is through your own sweat, your own discipline, and your own relentless drive to change your circumstances. Now, let us talk about how this is affecting your relationships, because a lot of people do not want to connect the two. They want to separate their money from their love life. They want to say, well, my partner loves me for me, money does not matter. Let me break something down for you. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of money is. And money itself is not going to make someone love you. But a lack of money will test the absolute limits of your love. Financial stress is the #1 cause of divorce and breakups in this country. And do you know why? Because when you do not have any money, you cannot do anything. You cannot go anywhere. You cannot enjoy life. Every single conversation eventually circles back to a bill. You want to go out on a Friday night, but you are looking at each other saying, well, we really should not spend the $20. You want to surprise your woman with something nice, but you cannot, so you substitute it with words. And words are beautiful, but after a while, words do not pay the light bill. Words do not fix the leaky roof. Words do not put gas in the car. Think about the tension in your house right now. Think about the little sideways looks your partner gives you when you buy something for yourself, or when you come home and say you lost your job, or you did not get the promotion. It is not that they do not love you. It is that they are scared. They are relying on you, and they see you drifting. They see you sitting on the couch for 4 hours scrolling through social media, watching other people live the life you say you want to live. And it eats away at their respect for you. You can say I love you until you are blue in the face, but if you are not willing to get up and work to secure a future for the two of you, your love feels empty. It feels like a promise that never gets kept, and I am talking to the men and the women right now. If you are in a relationship, you have a duty to protect and provide. That does not mean the woman cannot work, and it does not mean the man has to make every single dime. But it means that as a unit, you have to look at each other and know that if a storm comes, we are prepared. Right now, you are not prepared. You are living paycheck to paycheck, and one flat tire, one emergency room visit, one missed week of work, and the whole house of cards comes tumbling down. That is no way to live. That is existing in a state of constant anxiety, and it is killing your love. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep complaining? Are you going to keep getting mad at your boss because they will not give you a raise? Even though you show up late, you leave early, and you do the bare minimum while you are there? Are you going to keep sitting on the couch watching other people build businesses, watching other people buy homes, watching other people take trips, and just sitting there wishing it was you? Wishing is for children. Wishing is a passive activity that makes you feel better for about 5 seconds and then leaves you right back in the same miserable situation. You have to transition from wishing to doing. You have to take action today, not tomorrow, not next Monday, not on the 1st of the month, today, because every day you wait is a day you are stealing from your own future. Every day you wait is a day your partner loses a little bit more hope that things are ever going to get better. You need to understand something about success. Success is not a magical thing that happens to special people. Success is a formula. It is a very simple, boring, exhausting formula that most people are just too lazy to follow. The formula is this. You find out what you are good at, or you find out what you need to learn, and you work at it harder than anybody else. That is it. There is no secret handshake. There is no hidden code. It is just relentless, disciplined effort over a long period of time. But you do not want to hear that. You want to hear that there is a quick fix. You want to hear about the cryptocurrency that is going to make you a millionaire in 3 months. You want to hear about the real estate deal where you put no money down and walk away with a check. And because you are looking for the shortcut, you keep getting scammed. You keep losing the little bit of money you do have because you are trying to skip the work. Stop trying to skip the work. The work is the part that changes you. The struggle is the part that builds your character. The late nights studying, the early mornings grinding, the rejection, the failure, that is the process. And if you skip the process, you do not get the prize. Let us talk about your ego for a second, because your ego is keeping you broke. Your ego is the reason you are sitting in a drive, through line buying a $5 coffee every single morning when you have a perfectly good coffee maker at home. Your ego is the reason you feel the need to buy clothes you cannot afford to impress people who do not even pay your rent. You are trying to look wealthy while being dead broke, and I need you to hear this. Rich people do not spend their money trying to look rich. Broke people spend their money trying to look rich. Wealthy people spend their time trying to become wealthy. There is a massive difference. You have got to humble yourself. You have got to be willing to look a little silly right now so you can look brilliant later. You have got to be willing to drive the older car so you can invest the money into your mind, into a business, into paying off your debt. But you care too much about what the guy next door thinks. You care too much about what somebody is going to say at the family cookout. Listen to me, the people who are talking about you are not paying your bills. They are not waking up in your bed. They are not feeling the stress that you feel. So why on earth are you letting their opinions dictate your financial decisions? You have to let go of the need to impress people who do not matter and start focusing on the need to protect the people who do. I want you to think about your daily routine. I want you to mentally walk through your day from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. How much of your time is spent on things that actually move you forward? And I am not talking about busy work. I am talking about deep, meaningful, income-producing or skill-building activity. If you are being honest with yourself, it is probably not very much. You wake up, you hit the snooze button 3 times, you rush around, you go to a job you complain about, you do just enough to not get fired, you come home, you sit on the couch, you watch 4 hours of television, you scroll on your phone for another 2 hours, you go to sleep and you repeat. And then you wonder why your life is not changing. That is insanity. You are literally rehearsing poverty every single day. You have to interrupt that pattern. You have to start stealing your time back. Every person on this earth has the same 24 hours. The person who is a millionaire right now, the person who is running a massive corporation, the person who is living your dream life, they have the same 24 hours that you have. The difference is what they do with the hours after 5 o'clock. The difference is what they do with their weekend. While you are at the club, they are at the library. While you are watching a basketball game, they are watching a tutorial on how to master a new skill. While you are sleeping in, they are up putting in the work, and I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, well, I work hard all day, I deserve to relax. I deserve to decompress, and you are right, you do deserve some rest, but you do not deserve to rest your way into the poorhouse. You do not deserve to relax while your family's future is hanging by a thread. There is a season for everything. There is a season to grind, and there is a season to reap the harvest. But right now, you are not in the harvest season. You are in the planting season. And if you do not plant anything, you have no right to expect a harvest. You have got to put the phone down. You have got to turn the television off. You have got to get uncomfortable. Because comfort is the enemy of progress. As long as you are comfortable, you will never do anything to change your situation. You will just stay exactly where you are, slowly decaying, slowly losing your ambition, slowly letting your dreams die. And let me talk directly to the person who is sitting there saying, well, you just do not understand my situation. I have kids, I have a lot of debt, I have a bad credit score, I do not have a degree, I have a record. Let me tell you what I understand. I understand that every single one of those things is a hurdle, but none of them are a brick wall. People have overcome worse than what you are going through and still come out on top. But they did not sit around making excuses about it. They used their situation as fuel. They looked at their kids and said, I'm going to break this cycle right here. They looked at their debt and said, I am going to attack this like a dog on a bone. You have to develop that kind of hunger. You have to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because until you reach that point of absolute disgust with your current circumstances, you will not do what it takes to change them. You will keep looking for the easy way out. Think about what it is going to cost you if you do not change. I mean, really think about it. What is it going to cost your children? Right now, your kids are watching you. They are absorbing everything you do like a sponge. They are watching how you handle stress. They are watching how you handle money. They are watching how you treat your partner when things get tight. And if you do not get your act together, you are passing this poverty mindset down to them. You are setting them up to struggle the exact same way you have struggled. Is that what you want? Do you want your son to have to work 2 jobs just to feed his family? Do you want your daughter to end up with a man who cannot provide for her because she thinks that is normal, because that is what she saw growing up? You have to break the generational curse, and the only way to break it is with generational discipline. It starts with you. You are the pivot point. You are the one who has to say, it stops right here. My kids are not going to know what it feels like to be evicted. My kids are not going to know what it feels like to eat hot dogs for dinner 4 nights a week because that is all we can afford. My kids are going to see a parent who refused to quit, who refused to make excuses, who put in the work and built something real. That is your responsibility. Now, how do you start? You start by getting your mind right. You have to declutter your brain. You are carrying around so much mental garbage. You are holding onto grudges. You are holding onto past failures. You are holding onto things people said to you 20 years ago that made you feel small. You have got to let all of that go. It is weighing you down. You cannot run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. You have to drop the rocks, forgive the people who hurt you, forgive yourself for the mistakes you have made. Every single successful person on this planet has failed. They have messed up, they have lost money, they have made bad decisions, but the difference is they did not let the failure define them. They learned the lesson and they kept moving. You have to do the same thing. Stop beating yourself up over the past. The past is dead. You cannot change it. But you have absolute total control over what you do in the next 5 minutes. So what are you going to do with those 5 minutes? Are you going to click off this video and go back to your normal routine? Or are you going to make a decision right now that your life is going to be different? Once your mind is right, you have to get your skills right. If you are broke right now, it is because the value you are bringing to the marketplace is not very high. Let me say that again, because this is a hard truth that a lot of people do not understand. You are paid based on the value you provide. If you can be easily replaced, if anybody off the street can walk in and do your job with 2 days of training, then you are never going to make a lot of money doing that job. It is just simple economics. If you want to make more money, you have to become more valuable. You have to learn a skill that people are willing to pay top dollar for. And the beautiful thing about the world we live in right now is that information is everywhere. You do not need to go to an Ivy League school. You do not need to take out $100,000 in student loans. You have a smartphone in your pocket that has access to more information than the President of the United States had 30 years ago. You can learn how to code, you can learn how to do digital marketing, you can learn a trade like plumbing or electrical work, you can learn real estate, you can learn sales. The information is right there, but you would rather watch funny videos. You would rather argue with strangers in the comment section. You have to make a decision that you are going to dedicate a specific amount of time every single day to upgrading your mind. And when you start learning, you are going to suck at first. You are going to be terrible. You are going to feel stupid. And that feeling of feeling stupid is going to make you want to quit. Most people quit right there. They try something new. They realize it is hard. They realize they are not good at it. And they say, well, I guess this just is not for me. No, it is not for you because you are not willing to be bad at it long enough to get good at it. Everything is hard before it is easy. You did not know how to walk when you were a baby. You fell down 1,000 times, but you did not say, well, I guess walking just is not my thing. You kept getting up. You have to approach your growth with that same childlike persistence. Keep getting up. Keep swinging. Keep learning, and while you are building your skill, you have to fix your habits, because you cannot have a millionaire mindset with broke habits. You have to look at how you are spending your money. You have to track every single dime. If you do not know where your money is going, you will never be able to control it. You are letting money slip through your fingers like water. The $5 here, the $10 there, the subscriptions you do not even use anymore. It all adds up. You have to become the CEO of your own household. You have to sit down with your partner and look at the numbers. I know it is scary. I know it causes arguments, but you have to rip the band-aid off. You have to look at the debt. Look at the income and make a plan. Start cutting out everything that is not essential. Sell the stuff in your garage that you have not touched in 2 years. Take that money and put it towards your debt or put it into an account to start your business. You have to be ruthless about this. You have to treat your financial life like a matter of life and death, because in a lot of ways it is. The life you want to live is dying every day you stay in debt. Let us talk about your circle. You need to look around at the people you spend the most time with. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. If you are the most ambitious person in your circle, you need a new circle. Because the people around you are either pulling you up or pulling you down, there is no neutral. If you have friends who always want to go to the bar, who always want to gamble, who always want to complain about how unfair life is, who make fun of you when you try to better yourself, you have to distance yourself from them, and I know that is hard. I know those might be people you have known your whole life. But you have to ask yourself a very serious question. Do I want to be like them in 10 years? Because if you keep doing what they do, you are going to end up exactly where they are. And if they are broke, and they are miserable, and they are unhappy in their relationships, then you need to run. You do not have to be mean about it. You do not have to announce it. You just slowly start showing up less. You start making yourself unavailable. And you start seeking out people who are where you want to be. Find mentors, find people who are winning, buy them a cup of coffee, ask them questions, be a sponge. Successful people love to share their knowledge with people who are hungry, but you have to be hungry. You cannot walk up to them with your hand out. You have to walk up to them with your mind open. This is going to require an immense amount of discipline. And discipline is not a dirty word. Discipline is just love disguised. Discipline is you loving your future self enough to make a sacrifice today. Discipline is you loving your partner enough to say no to the happy hour so you can come home and work on your side hustle. Discipline is you loving your kids enough to get up at 4 in the morning to study so you can provide a better life for them. You have to fall in love with the process of becoming a better person, because the truth is, the money is just a byproduct of who you become. If I took all the money away from a truly wealthy person, they would get it all back in 5 years. Why? Because it is not about the money in their bank account. It is about the mindset in their head. They know how to create value. They know how to solve problems. They know how to navigate through difficulty. That is what you need to focus on. Do not focus on the money. Focus on becoming the type of person who attracts money. Focus on becoming the type of person who can handle pressure. Focus on becoming the type of person who does not quit when things get hard. And things are going to get hard. I need to prepare you for this. When you decide to change your life, the universe is going to test you. You are going to face obstacles that you did not see coming. Your car is going to break down. Your boss is going to get on your nerves. Your partner is going to have a bad day and take it out on you. Things are going to go wrong. And in those moments, the old you would have said, "See, I knew it was not meant to be. I knew I was not supposed to be successful." The new you has to say, "This is exactly where I am supposed to be, and this is a test to see if I really want it." Adversity is the fertilizer for your growth. You need the struggle. The butterfly needs the struggle of breaking out of the cocoon to build the strength in its wings to fly. If you help a butterfly out of its cocoon, it will die because it will not be strong enough. You need the struggle. Stop praying for an easy life. Start praying for the strength to endure a hard one. Because when you endure the hard life and you come out on the other side, nobody will ever be able to take that away from you. You will walk with a different swagger. You will speak with a different authority. You will look at problems, and instead of being scared of them, you will look at them as puzzles to be solved. Let me talk to you about the relationship aspect one more time, because this is so critical. When you start changing, when you start getting disciplined, when you start cutting out the nonsense and focusing on your growth, the people around you might not like it at first. Your partner might feel neglected. Your friends might call you arrogant. You have to communicate. You have to sit your partner down and say, "I am doing this for us. I am doing this because I love you, and I refuse to let us live like this anymore. I need you to believe in me. I need you to hold me accountable." And if they love you, they will get on board. But if they try to pull you back down, if they try to sabotage your progress because they are uncomfortable with you changing, then you have some hard decisions to make. You cannot let anybody drag you back into the abyss. You have a destiny to fulfill. You have a purpose on this earth, and it is not to just pay bills and die. You were put here to leave a mark. You were put here to leave a legacy, and you are squandering that potential every single day you choose comfort over growth. I want you to think about the version of yourself that you could be. Close your eyes for a second and picture that person. Picture the person who is completely debt-free. Picture the person who walks into a restaurant and does not have to look at the right side of the menu. Picture the person who can look at their partner and say, "Pack your bags. We are going somewhere nice this weekend," and not have to worry about how the credit card is going to feel next month. Picture the person who can write a check for their kids' college tuition without blinking an eye. Picture the person who has so much abundance in their life that they can bless other people. That person is in there. That version of you is begging to be let out. But you have got to stop holding them hostage. You have got to stop feeding yourself junk food, junk information, and junk relationships, and start feeding your mind with things that are going to elevate you. You have to demand more from yourself. Stop accepting mediocrity. Stop letting yourself off the hook. When you set an alarm, get up when it goes off. When you set a goal, hit it. When you make a promise to yourself, keep it. Because if you cannot keep a promise to yourself, how in the world are you going to keep a promise to anybody else? Your word is your bond. Your integrity is all you have in this world. And when you start keeping your word to yourself, you will start to build a massive amount of self-respect. And when you have self-respect, you will stop accepting disrespect from anybody else. You will stop accepting a job that treats you poorly. You will stop accepting a relationship that drains you. You will start operating on a completely different level. I am telling you right now, the power to change your life is sitting right there inside of you. It has been there the whole time. You have just been too afraid to use it. You have been too comfortable being uncomfortable. You have been too lazy to push through the pain of discipline. But the pain of discipline weighs ounces, and the pain of regret weighs tons. Do you want to be 80 years old, sitting on a porch, looking back at your life and wondering what if? Do you want to wonder what you could have been if you had just tried a little harder? Do you want to look at your family and realize that you failed them? Not because you did not have the ability, but because you did not have the guts? That is the most tragic thing in the world. A life unlived, potential that was wasted. Do not let that be your story. I refuse to let that be your story. You have to look in that mirror and make a declaration today. You have to say out loud, enough is enough. I am done being broke. I am done being stressed. I am done making excuses. From this moment forward, I am taking complete control of my life. I am going to learn. I am going to grow. I am going to work harder than I have ever worked before. I am going to sacrifice today so that my tomorrow can be beautiful. It is not going to be easy. It is going to be the hardest thing you have ever done. You are going to cry. You are going to want to give up. There are going to be nights when you are sitting at your kitchen table at 2 in the morning, exhausted, wondering if any of this is even worth it. Let me tell you right now, it is worth it. It is worth every single tear. It is worth every single hour of sleep you lose. Because on the other side of that grind is a life of freedom. On the other side of that grind is a relationship filled with peace and joy instead of stress and arguing. On the other side of that grind is a level of self-respect that nobody can ever take away from you. So you get up, you wipe your tears, you drink a glass of water, and you get back to work. You do not need permission from anybody to be great. You do not need a degree to have common sense. You do not need a handout to build an empire. All you need is the willingness to outwork everybody else. So stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time does not exist. Stop waiting for the stars to align. The stars are not going to align. You have to create your own alignment. You have to manufacture your own luck by putting yourself in a position to win. So turn this video off. Turn your phone off. Go get a pen and a piece of paper. Write down your goals. Write down exactly how much money you want to make. Write down the kind of relationship you want to have. Write down the kind of parent you want to be, and then underneath that, write down the daily actions you are going to take to get there. And then, for the love of God, execute. Do not think about it. Do not pray about it, and then go to sleep. Execute. Take the first step right now, because your life is ticking away. The clock is running, and you are down to the wire. You can either stay on the bench and watch the game pass you by, or you can step onto the field and demand the ball. It is your choice, but I am telling you, if you take the ball and you run with it, and you refuse to be tackled, nobody in this world can stop you from scoring. You have the power. Now go use it.